A warm welcome, and thank you for tuning in to Guiding Light Coaching. This is your podcast host, R.H. Alexander, guiding you to a more improved self, health, wealth, success, and joy in an amazing life. Thank you. Greetings, and welcome again to Guiding Light Podcast with your host, R.H. Alexander. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into values, or just a value. All right? I feel like this is something that we need to tackle in the self-discovery of one self. All right? So according to the Webster's Dictionary, the definition of value is the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Also, we have a person's principles or standards of behavior, one's judgment of what is important in life. All right, so those are two unique or direct idea of what a value is. All right, so in our self-discovery of oneself, what value do you place upon yourself? This is my question to the open public. I've given you the definition of value, and now I'm going to ask you, what is your value to yourself? Is there a dollar amount? Is it priceless? Is it worthless? Or you haven't thought of it yet? All right. All right. So when it comes to value or putting a value on something such as yourself, how do you put a value on yourself? Or is there value that could be put on yourself? And some would say, no, but you work a job. You signed a contract. Your yearly income is $50,000. That's your value to your company, $50,000. Are you happy with $50,000 as your value to your company or your business or to your employer? I don't think you are. I don't think I would. Right? And even if you're self-employed, what value do you place on yourself as a self-employed business owner? Right? As a business owner, I'm 100% guaranteed that business owner would say priceless. I'm 100% guaranteed a business owner would say I am priceless, because first of all, I'm doing something that most of the public will not attempt. They will not attempt to be self-employed. They will not attempt to be business owners. They will not attempt to pursue their purpose in life. They will not. They will not. They're comfortable with their degrees. They're comfortable with that 50,000 or 80,000. They're comfortable in that position, and they will not move until it is time to retire. Right? Now, here we are in our self-discovery episode, and I'm challenging you. I'm challenging you to find your purpose. I am challenging you to find your value in life. I am challenging you. Because if you fail at this, you will get old. You will have to rely on Social Security or pension or IRA or CD and blah, 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 blah. You fail to realize that the income that you have put away has been taxed already. But when you get to that age, they will tax you again. Like it's brand new money. Now, is that fair? You're not earning an income anymore. You're living off your retirement. Right? Your retirement should be tax-free. But we do not live in that society. This is a wonderland, fantasy land idea. You're living in the real world. Now, in the real world, you'll need to pursue your dreams if you feel that your value is priceless. Because as a business owner, I'm priceless. Now, what is the figure I would put on my on my value in my business. It would be well more than my employer is willing to give me at this particular time, or your employer is willing to give you at your particular time. Right? It makes all the sense in the world, because here we are all endowed with a purpose of why we are here on this planet Earth. And everyone has relegated that gift to not even a question. Right? So here you are, you're a husband, you're a father, you're a brother, you're a son, you are everything that you can possibly be under the sun. But are you following, or are you pursuing your purpose? Are you living within your purpose in this life? Because if you are, then you won't have to worry about money. You won't have to worry about health. You won't have to worry about your success because you're already successful. You won't have to worry about relationships because you have beautiful relationships. Are you that person? Are you living that life? Because I ask you again, if you're not, then you're not pursuing your purpose. You're not even questioning yourself to find out, why are you here on this planet? What is your function? What will make you happy? Right? Makes all the sense in the world. Most of us have already put the cart before the horse. And now we're later on, or we've moved on in life, and now we're doubling back to find out where did we veer off that path that we once set for ourselves when we were younger. Right? And I know as an adult, this is what adults say. Life happened. No. I think that's an easy cop-out. You planned to fail, right? You didn't even know that there was a plan that you had to plan for your life, right? So this is what we're uncovering in our self-discovery. We never planned life. We let it come to us. We were products of circumstances. We're victims of life because we have not sat ourselves down to figure out what our purpose is in life. We haven't sat ourselves down to figure out who we are in this particular life, in this particular existence. We're failing miserably. We're letting a degree, we're letting nationalism, we're letting all kinds of things dictate or pretty much label us for what we are, or what they presume us to be. Right? So pretty much you're an assumption to the world. You're not even a factual character in the world. You're an assumption. So basically, most of us are not even living life. We're living this groundhog effect that we call life. And we'll do it Monday through Friday. We'll have a weekend. We'll have holidays, and we'll do it for 40 years. And then we'll retire, and we'll do that for the next 20 or 30 years, maybe, if you're blessed. And it will come to an end. And that was the existence, or that was the culmination of your life. Right? A Groundhog Day. With little moments here and there of sprinkles of happiness, right? But overall, were you happy in your life? Did you succeed at those things that you once had for yourself when you were younger? Did you even pursue them? Did you even remember that you had them? Well, I'm challenging you. Self-discovery. Figure out what you're about. Figure out why you're here. Figure out, why aren't you happy? Why aren't you living your best life? Maybe you haven't thought of a best life, right? Far be it for you to come across a best life if you haven't thought of a best life. Far be it from you to come into a great relationship and you never thought about a great relationship. So you're letting all these things happen by circumstances, right? By circumstance. And then when it doesn't work out, then you're the victim of circumstance, right? Because once you're in a relationship, you don't have to try anymore. You don't have to try and be happy. You don't have to try and uncover and discover new things. You don't have to do any of those things, right? So eventually it'll get bored. You'll get bored or she'll get bored, and then the relationship will dissolve. Maybe. But since no one likes to challenge themselves, it'll probably evaporate, or you'll probably just keep on blending together, right? In this Groundhog Day effect that is called your relationship. And far be it for you to get married because you're already comfortable. Right? Right? These are the questions I believe that if adults, responsible adults, were able to ask themselves and truly face themselves in the mirror, the world would definitely be a better place. It would. Because everyone would be striving toward that purpose that they're all created for. In fact, we have 20 million people want to be an NBA player, want to be an actress, or want to be a millionaire, but they have no plan. They have no skill set, right? But they want to be millionaires, right? They haven't even taken a moment to ask themselves, why do they want to be a millionaire? And if they want to be a millionaire, how much millions do you want to acquire? Right? These are the questions. Once you want something in life, you have to ask yourself that question. How am I going to obtain it? How much of it do I want? And what am I willing to do for it? How many of us really ask ourselves these questions? Right? Zero. And the few that do get results. And the many that don't see the same results, which is failure. Right? And then they make excuses for their failure. But there's no excuse for that failure. You just didn't plan properly. You didn't even think to pick up a pen and a blank piece of paper and just jot down an idea and figure out where that idea goes. Right? We just go willy-nilly. I got a plan to become a millionaire. You pursue that, and then it doesn't work out. And you spend a whole lot of money. You spend a whole lot of time. And all you needed to do was just take a moment to just write it down on paper and see where it goes. Ask questions. Right? I'm not saying ask your neighbor. I'm not saying ask your mate or your friend. Ask yourself. Because these questions, man, and answers to get you to be a millionaire, to get you to be a business owner, to get you into a successful relationship and get you into that ideal dream life starts with a pen and a paper. Starts with you asking yourself a question. How can I obtain this dream that I have in my head? How can I obtain this dream or this vision that I see in my mind? It starts with a question, right? But maybe you're scared of yourself. Maybe you're scared of the answer that you might get back from yourself, right? And if you get back an answer that you did not like, then guess what? You do not know yourself, because there's no reason for yourself to tell you no when yourself knows the answer how to get to that goal. Right now you at point zero and you want to get to point hero. How are you going to get to point hero without asking a question? How are you going to get to point hero without self-discovery of oneself? How can you? I'll tell you how. Guiding Light Coaching. Guiding Light Coaching. That will get you to point hero, from zero to hero. Because I'm going to put in front of you those challenging questions. I am going to challenge you to think the thoughts that you should be thinking, to acquire the things that you want to acquire in this life. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not going to hold your hand. I'm not going to make you feel good about being a coward. I'm not going to make you feel comfortable without trying, because you will not even allow your children, if you have children, to sit around and do nothing in life. But here you are, functioning, but yet still you're doing nothing. You're accomplishing nothing. You're accomplishing something for your company. You're accomplishing something for the bank every time you pay your mortgage. You're accomplishing these little things, but what are you accomplishing for yourself? Because you're more than paying bills. You're more than getting up in the morning and going to work for a corporation. You're more than this. But do you ask yourself these questions? Right? Because before you get out of your bed, I know you're fussing and you're fighting, talking about, oh man, I don't call. Oh man, if I didn't have to get up. I'm sure everyone has that. Everyone challenges themselves in the morning every time they have to get out of bed and go to work. But here you are. You have the opportunity to turn that around. That one day when you have to wake up out of bed is you're waking up for yourself. You're waking up to earn that dollar or that million that you're gonna receive. But you're not gonna receive $1 million getting up and going to work for a corporation. No way, no how. No way, no how. You're not. You're not. You're not. And if you have found a way, then you let me know. But you're not, because they're not going to give you $1 million just to punch in and do a minimal task. They're not. All right. All right. So this is my time, and I will see you next week. Think about these thoughts. Think about this podcast, because if you don't, then you're letting another 7 days go by without anything constructive happening in your life other than just circumstances, and you're being a victim of time. All right. All right. So take care of yourself and take care of each other. I'm R.H. Alexander.